Okay, so let's look on the solution of this particular problem. So we take an example, this one. This is like we have given 3 days, day 1, day 2, day 3, and each day is having this is activity 1, activity 2, activity 3, activity 1, 2, 3. And let's find out the solution for this. Let's go with a very naive approach, which is called the brute force approach, right? So start with the day 1. Suppose if we choose 1, right? On the next day we can't choose 6. We either need to choose 5 or we either need to choose 4, right? On that, if we choose 5, then we can either choose 10 or we can either choose 8, right? So what is 1 plus 5 plus 10? This will give us 16, right? And what is 1 plus 5 plus 8? I think this will give us 40, right? So similarly here, if we choose 1, then we choose 4, then what we can choose? We can choose 10 again, and we can choose 7, right? So here if we can see what is 1 plus 4, that is 5, 5 plus 10, which is 15, and similarly 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 plus 7 is 12, right? So in this way we can find the solution for each and every one. For 2, similarly we can choose 6 and we can choose 4, and in this particular way we can choose 7 and 8, and 4 we can choose 10 and we can choose 7, right? So in this way we are also able to find what should be the best answer. And similarly, if we do this for all of the possible ways, I think the answer we got is probably 3 plus 5 plus 10, which will give us 80. This will be our maximum answer. So similarly, this is like a brute force approach. We are going again and again, and we're just trying to find out what should be the maximum, keeping the maximum, right? So this is called a brute force approach. Now if we want to find some pattern here, if we see this problem in a way, in a recursive way, what we are doing, so at each and every point we have some flag value, which you can say assume it's a current activity. So if it's 1, it tell us like this is the current activity we choose is 1. If it's 2, we can say the current activity is 2. If it's 3, we can say the current activity is 3, right? So in the recursive form, what we can do, we can write a function which is called the solution, and we can pass our initial array, our flag, and our current index, right? So each time wherever index we are, we just check for if the flag is 1, and this particular time we won't choose that particular flag. So we can simply say the maximum of the other two options. If assume flag is equals to 1 here, then here flag is equals to 2 and flag is equals to 3, right? So in this way, at each particular point we just can maintain the flag, which will basically tell us like what is our last option that we choose, and we just leave that particular option and go to the other two options, right? And we just have the maximum of all this, right? And in the end we got that answer, right? So this is called the recursive approach of this particular question.